Hi there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com. So the question that I'm going to be answering today, and the topic of today's video, is on the topic of these advanced relational skills that we teach over in our courses and over on our website, modernlove.life. And there's a question that people have about whether or not you need to completely master and dominate and completely know everything about one particular relational skill before you move on to the next one. And for example, do you need to be like a complete master of present moment awareness before you move on to emotional acceptance or empathy or so on and so forth? And the answer to that is no. Truthfully, each one of these skills is something that you can always cultivate in a deeper and deeper way, okay? Just like with like sports players who maybe have a certain array of skills or moves that they can do, right? It's not like you ever completely master one of those and you just focus on one of those moves until you completely master it, and then after that you go on to the second one or anything like that. There's always like little subtleties, deeper levels of meaning and stuff like that that you can take when it comes to really perfecting your technique and really honing it and really developing it and really making it even more effective and better, and it's exactly the same way when it comes to the advanced relational skills. You're always going to be on a path of learning. If you're not, then you're either doing it wrong or you are some sort of incredibly advanced, enlightened human being or something like that. And so, like for me personally, I'm always still, even after 10 plus years of knowing this stuff, I'm still learning myself too, and I'm still learning new things. I'm still finding new subtleties and new distinctions when it comes to the advanced relational skills, when it comes to present moment awareness, when it comes to empathy and connection, when it comes to composure, when it comes to communication and all of these things. I'm always finding new ways to communicate better. I'm always finding new ways to connect with people better. I'm always finding new ways to step more deeply into composure and self-love for myself. I'm finding new ways of being more aware about the emotional dynamics that are unfolding around me. And so don't think that you need to be completely masterful at these things before you can ever move on to the next thing, or more importantly, before you can ever start interacting with another person, whether that's somebody you're attracted to, whether that's somebody you're in a relationship with or anything like that. Like, the last thing I want you to do is to be constantly in a state of preparing or of anything like that, because I know that people can often use that as a diversion from actually doing what's important to actually doing what counts, which of course is taking action and really applying what we learn in our what it is that we're studying. So I hope that helps you out. And with that being said, I'm actually going to start doing a new thing on this channel, which is at the end of these videos, I'm going to be answering some viewer questions. So let me just pull up my handy dandy phone here where I have a question prepared from a viewer. This one is from Kazu Yamishima. Sounds like a watcher from Japan, in which case, welcome. Kazu writes in and says, "Hello Clay, how are you?" "I'm very fine, thank you very much. I have a question. Every morning I see a girl in front of a coffee shop where I go, and she is smoking because she works at a glasses store right next to it a while ago. I started saying good morning to her, and she replies, but I have a strong feeling that she doesn't like being bothered or to talk to me. She looks at me, but if I look at her, she looks away. Should I keep saying good morning to her, or should I forget about her? Best wishes." Well, I would suggest that you actually say more than just good morning, right? You can either keep doing this dance where both of you are just trying to figure each other out, or you can actually take a step forward and advance things and find out whether or not she really is interested in you or not. You can spend like months, years even, stuck in this limbo of like, oh, does she like me? Do I like her? Are we going to talk? Are we not going to talk? Or you could just, in a single day, just have a conversation and find out whether or not there's anything there, or whether or not she's even remotely interested in you, or whether or not she'd be open to going to get coffee or something like that, right? So my suggestion is to take action and to find out specifically correctly whether or not there's anything there or not. So anyway, thank you again for writing in, and if anybody else out there wants to ask their question, please go ahead and leave that in the comments below, and if it's a good question, we'll go ahead and read it in one of these videos. And of course, as always, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread the word. Thank you so much. This has been Clay. I'll talk to you again in the next video.